should all mind much less about brands. That, to say the least, is plainly evident to any individual who has looked at the distinction in expense and taste between State, Lucky Charms and Marshmallow Mateys. In any case, in this age when corporate Twitter accounts have a greater number of adherents than some world heads, thus called influencers, can bring home the bacon by peddling mellow intestinal medicines on Instagram, it's protected to expect that few of us are following that counsel. On the off chance that we were, perhaps the most well-known reaction to a notice of the Kia K900 wouldn't be, "What's a Kia K900?" Kia trusts its lead car will achieve a higher profile when the upgraded rendition hits the US advertise this fall. In front of that dispatch, we drove a Korea-spec K900 in its nation of origin, where Kias and Hyundais are thick on the ground and K900s are as normal as Lincoln Town cars used to be in America. The best news about this K900 is that it takes little from its ancestor, riding on another stage imparted to the Genesis G80 and G90. The new K900 is both longer and more extensive than the current model, with shorter front and back shades. These extents, alongside a more drawn-out wheelbase, help to amplify traveler space and enable the K900 to accomplish exemplary back-wheel drive extents, despite the fact that it will come just with all-wheel drive in the United States. In the engine, a twin-turbocharged 3.3-liter V6 motor likewise found in the Kia Stinger GT makes 365 pole contrasted and the active V6's 311 horses. An 8-speed programmed is again the main accessible transmission. Given the DNA imparted to the Genesis cars, it's not astounding that the K900 feels made and skilled out and about. In spite of the fact that its transmission and suspension tuning could change before the K900 hits US dealerships, the Korea-spec show we drove had a smooth, detached ride and a lot of intensity on tap. The suspension recuperates rapidly from knocks, and the 8-speed's days of work are liquid and very much coordinated. The directing wheel channels no criticism at all from the street underneath, however the steerage is agreeably weighted, and reactions are exact and brief. The sport driving mode appears somewhat unusual for the K900, be that as it may, as it makes for harsher movements, dials up motor commotion, sends more torque to the back wheels, and expands the movable driver's situate side supports to their maximum position. Generally, however, this vehicle fits effectively into the average size extravagance form. Numerous official vehicle purchasers are more keen on climate than execution, and the K900 has made incredible walks there. The outside structure is increasingly uncommon, with a quadric design grille and a two-fold bar light signature. Thicker glass helps make for a tranquil lodge, the better to appreciate the 17-speaker Harman/Kardon stereo that feasible will be standard in US models. Surrounding inside lighting in 64 hues, 7 chose as a team with Pantone, and a Maurice Lacroix-marked dashboard clock include a pinch of selectiveness, as does the open-pore wood that would now be able to be picked to trim the dash, focus reassure, and entryway boards. The wood look material that decorates the controlling wheel edge is less persuading. The back seats are agreeable fauteuils, movable up to 14 different ways. Certain inside components appear to have been planned utilizing the look at and share strategy, yet you won't before long discover us grumbling when a vehicle imitates the Mercedes-Benz E-Class. The K900 additionally grandstands the best-in-class of Kia's dynamic well-being highlights, the foundation of which is the blind spot view monitor. Like Honda's lane watch framework, which Honda has been moving far from in its most current vehicles, the screen shows a live video feed of the scene in the driver's vulnerable sides on the advanced check group when either turn flag is actuated. Forward impact shirking, path keeping help, and a driver consideration screen likewise will be accessible. The most persuading contention for a K900 will again be its value, which, regardless of the K900's impressive size, will float in the mid to upper $50,000s. More genuine extravagance can be had in this class from the E-Class, and tauter execution from an Audi A6. The K900's improvement over its forerunner, however, is set apart, as was clarified when we were moved to the air terminal for our voyage home in a past-age K900. We were helped to remember the busier ride, increasingly clear street commotion, and less cosseting inside that we encountered amid our 40,000-mile trial of the active vehicle. Kia is perceptive of the difficulties confronted